Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. And if you've come to this video from another one of my videos, an even bigger welcome. Always love having my subscribers every single week and month tuned in for these videos. And I'm glad you guys find it so informative. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. I promise you will be glad you did, because there's a lot of information packed in every single one of these videos that we release on this channel to help you make better decisions. Before we get started, hey guys, it's Iyer, your Calgary Realtor. If you're planning to make a move in the Calgary real estate market, whether it's buying, selling, or investing in the next 3 to 6 to 12 months, make sure you reach out, because there's no one size fits all. No matter how much data we go through, you will have different goals and needs as another buyer or seller. And so let's make you a custom game plan so we know exactly how to help you achieve your goals in the coming year. You can find my contact details in the description. I would love to have that call with you. All my buyers are extremely happy after that first consultation call, because it gives them so much perspective on the Calgary real estate market, but also their personal situation and how they can best make use of where the market's at. So without further ado, let's get into the detached market for May. So what has detached market done in April? We've actually seen an increase in the benchmark price of $9,300. That brings us to $749,000 for this month, which is a 13.1% increase year over year. Taking a look at the summary by the Calgary Real Estate Board, the detached home sales rose by 1% in April compared to last year. Sales gains in higher price ranges offset the steep declines for homes priced below $600,000, which is related to the lack of listings in those lower price ranges. New listings did report a year-over-year gain of 10%. Detached homes priced below $600,000 saw new listings decline by 34%. So obviously, it's the same issue across all property types, just different price ranges for each one. And for detached, even though we are having new listings and inventory pick up, but it's just not where the buyers are at. The buyers want to find detached properties sub $600,000, and the market is just not as affordable anymore. All the listings that are coming on the market are above the $600,000 mark. And my main property video actually explains this in a little bit more detail and how it connects to interest rates and why this is happening. Moving on to the specific stats for this property type. So our year-over-year change for total sales has actually increased by 1.38%, not as high as the other property types, whereas the new listings actually increased by 10%. And this would get you to thinking that the inventory should then be pretty good. But actually our inventory is still down 16% year over year. And so our months of supply is down 18%. Last year, we were at 1.12 for months of supply. Now we are less than a month at 0.92. And the days on market last year was 22. This year, we are down 14% to 19 days on market. The benchmark price is $749,000, which is a 13% increase year over year. And the median price has increased by 10% to $725,000. And the average price has increased by 9.36%, which is $796,499. As far as the year-to-date numbers go, as you can see here, the sales has increased by 9%, new listings just by 1%. So overall, that just keeps our inventory 19% lower year over year. And our sales to new listings ratio is at 80%. So somewhere between apartments and townhouses. It's still not as high as the alarming rate of 85%, but still pretty tight. And our overall year-to-date months of supply has been 1.05. And so year-to-date benchmark is 13% higher at 728,050. Now taking a look at how do these prices apply across different communities and different areas in the market, because each community, each quadrant is essentially its own micro market. There's different demand and supply factors that come into play. And so they each see their own price gains or losses. So the highest gains that we've seen month over month is in South and Southeast at 2.12% and 1.94% respectively. The slowest gains that we saw for this month are in North and West. So North actually saw a 0.29% increase and West is at 0.12%. As far as the year-over-year gains, as you can see on the right side, I've calculated and marked all the month-over-month and year-over-year gains by dollar value on the benchmark price. The year-over-year gains is at $112,900 for year-over-year. So that is the highest amount of gains that we've seen for any particular community in the detached market. So looking at the year-over-year price increase on the benchmark price and how that has trended over the last 1 year, we've actually seen an $86,500 increase year-over-year since last April and a $125,000 $100 increase since Jan 2023. So if you wanted to buy a detached property and you waited since Jan 2023, that's the premium you're paying right now to get into the market, on top of all the additional competition that the market is seeing. And so with a lot of buyers waiting on the sidelines with interest rates, they're waiting for interest rates to come down, but then they don't realize that they're pretty much giving away 3-4 down payments just to wait on the sidelines, whereas they could have easily made all of those gains and then refinance at a later point. So let's discuss what's more important to you. Feel free to reach out. My contact's in the description, like I mentioned, and I would love to run through these stats with you. Moving on to where the sales are actually happening for the different price ranges. As you can see, last year we were between 500,000 to 750,000 in terms of where the detached properties were selling. Significant amount actually between 500 to 550. You're lucky now if you're finding properties in the good areas within that price range. Price range for this year has clearly shifted over to one bracket higher and also has extended the price range as it goes higher. So we are actually between 550,000 to about 850,000 now for majority of the sales. Looking at the Calgary detached sales for year to date, so sales at the 10-year average roughly right now, and significantly lower than the 2021 and 2022 sales, but still higher than most years in the past decade. How does this compare to new listings? New listings are still far below the 10-year average and far below most years in that 10-year range. So obviously those new listings, even though majority of them are actually above the $700,000 mark, so even though it shows it's so much, it's still actually far below this. And that against the amount of sales that is happening is just not enough. And so how does this affect the benchmark price? You can see right over here, last month, we actually inversed. The sales took over the inventory. And this month, that gap has increased even more. So we've seen a change in pace of growth, but sales continue to exceed inventory growth. So what's that's going to cause to do is probably keep pushing the benchmark price even higher, and we might see a return back to the original pace, or just continue the existing trend but keep pushing up higher as we go through the year. Taking a look at the different price types for benchmark, median, and average. So the median and benchmark price shift sideways and the pace slows down, but the average price took actually a negative hit this month. Now that might mean nothing if it's not a trend, if it's just a 1 month change and then we see it push back up. However, if this continues, then we could potentially see an even more slowdown in the pace of growth in the benchmark price. But my assumption is, given the other data, this is just a 1 month change depending on the amount type of sales that happened in the last 1 month that contributed to the average dropping. But I'm assuming you're going to see the average pick back up together with the benchmark and median price. Now, if you found this video helpful, definitely reach out. I have access to a lot more data depending on the areas that you're looking at, the communities that you're focused on. Let's get you set up if you're planning to make a move in the Calgary real estate market in the next 3, 6, or 12 months. I would love to help you out. Let's get the high hellos out of the way, like I say, and get that first buyer consultation call or seller consultation call going. Because there's no one size fits all, depending on what you're planning to do, depending on what your goals are, because your goals are obviously going to be very different from someone else in the market. And so let's have a custom plan for you. And I look forward to chatting with you. Thanks for staying till the end of the video. I always appreciate your support. Make sure you subscribe if you like videos like this and you want to stay on top of the market. And until next time, take care.